Hey guys, so this week I've been driving this 2020 Mazda 6 Signature. It's the one with the turbo, front wheel drive, 6-speed automatic transmission. I wanted to take you out on one of my favorite driving roads. It's in Kentucky, and I call this kind of the Kentucky Laguna Seca. It's really an enjoyable road to drive. It flows beautifully, and this Mazda 6 is actually a pretty good vehicle to take it on because it's turbocharged, pretty lively around the corners. And it's a decent sporty sedan. We've got it in sport mode, manual shifting enabled. Get a good amount of power from this turbocharged engine, this 4-cylinder, and the 6-speed auto is very responsive. As in a lot of new Mazdas, the steering is a little bit heavier. Go flat out when you're in manual shifting mode, it'll automatically upshift you. There is a 2-stage accelerator pedal. It'll just hold the revs at redline. Mazda even gets their shifter down here right in the direction of downshifts and upshifts. I will say this has been a really enjoyable car to drive this week. On the road trip, it's gotten about 32 miles to the gallon the whole way. It's been comfortable, quiet. The corkscrew. Road like this is not something we get to enjoy often in Michigan. So it's always a pleasure when I make it out here and can drive it. So what are my thoughts on the Mazda 6 after spending all these miles in it? Well, it is a comfortable Grand Tourer. It's sporty enough to have fun on a back road. You can throw it into manual mode, put it in sport mode, and it drives great. It's actually pretty fun to drive. You get a decent amount of steering feel. The transmission's responsive. This turbocharged engine feels great. It's relatively fuel efficient. A couple complaints about this Mazda 6. One is the cruise control. The radar guided system is a little bit touchy sometimes and a little bit hesitant. I feel like it's either on the accelerator or on the brake pedal. Another, there's a lot of reflective chrome surfaces in this interior. I feel like there's pretty much always something reflecting the sunlight and blinding me in here. Not a huge complaint, but just kind of a little bit of a gripe. I know Mazda has addressed it with some of their newer cars, adding matte silver touches to certain areas. Otherwise, though, no major complaints about this thing. It is beautifully designed inside and out. I love the look at it. It looks and feels very premium. All my touch points are great. The infotainment even works pretty well. I've mostly just been using Apple CarPlay for this trip, and it's a great system, even with this last generation Mazda scroll wheel. The rest of the infotainment is a little bit sluggish and slow to respond, but I've been using it all week and it works. You do kind of get comfortable with the amount of clicks that you need to do to select different things in different areas of the screen with a scroll wheel. So the more you use this, the more comfortable you get with it. And Mazda even says that you kind of learn how to use this over time. Plenty of power to make passes. And I am impressed at how quiet and refined the 6 has been the last couple days. The level of wind noise, road noise is very, very small. I can hear music, podcasts very easily while I'm on the road, cruising at highway speeds, even 80, 85 miles an hour. Even though I do like this white interior, I am a little concerned as to how it would age. This is kind of a suede Alcantara material. It might be a little bit difficult to clean, but if you have a good detailer or you just kind of keep a pretty clean vehicle to begin with, it shouldn't be too much of an issue. Would I have this Mazda 6 over a Honda Accord? Probably not. However, these two are definitely my top picks in this segment. This Mazda 6 is really fun. It kind of errs to the side of luxury over sportiness, which is kind of the direction Mazda has been going lately. The new Accord still offers that manual transmission, and I will say it is a sweet gearbox, especially when paired to the 2-liter turbo. The automatic, the CVT, everything on the Accord is actually quite good. And this 6-speed in this Mazda 6 is fantastic also. So kind of depends the flavor that you're going for. I'd recommend always driving both and seeing what you prefer ultimately. But you kind of can't go wrong with either of these options as sporty sedans. Definitely something a little bit different. I like what Mazda's doing right now, and they've been making some good cars for quite a while, and this Mazda 6 definitely fits into that category of good new cars from the brand. And you know what? It's not a crossover, so it has that going for it. Otherwise, that pretty much sums up my Mazda 6 road trip experience. Enjoyable vehicle to drive. It gets a good amount of range from a tank of fuel too, and we'll have some more details here for you on the TheTopher channel. I'll do kind of a full in-depth review on this, and we'll also have some videos on this Mazda 6 on Winding Roads YouTube channel. So stay tuned for those videos. Thanks for watching. We'll see you guys in the next one. Until then, take care.